Stand By Me.
Yeah, Stand By Me, the Stephen King film. Stand By Me is a story about a group of young misunderstood boys, okay? They're a bit of hooligans.
Are they misunderstood?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
They're misunderstood by, the higher powers that be. So,
I guess so.
These boys, it's the summertime. They're getting ready to go into middle school here very soon.
And you know what that means.
Yeah, you know what that means, guys. They want to go find a dead body. So that's pretty much the whole movie. They're trekking down the old railroad, hunting down a dead body. All the while, a group of older teen hooligans are trying to get to that body as well. And they're out for blood.
Yeah.
There ain't much more to it than that. They kind of just walk around, they vibe, they talk about their feelings, about their horrible, fucked up lives that they have to endure. So much assault, just so much abuse in their homes. But at the end of the day, while they may not all walk away as friends for the future, at least they got these memories of what it was like being a kid with all your best boys.
Mm-hmm. And that's obviously the point of this whole movie, and I think they just pull it off great of, this movie is a great representation of what male friendships are like,
yes,
honestly. I got the warm fuzzies watching this. I'm like, man, I remember being a kid and having friends.
Right.
As opposed to being an adult and having friends?
Yeah.
Well, wait, how many times does one of them tell the other to kill himself?
I think
it happened like 3 times.
I feel
then it's accurate,
like
for sure.
it gets pretty damn close to that.
Yeah, I think it's about 3 times sounds about correct.
All right, well then, it's the most realistic movie I've ever heard about.
Yeah. I mean, overall for me, this movie was kind of boring. I don't know. It reminded me of a simpler time. I definitely think back on these times of if I was a kid, would I want to be a kid in this time period? And I think generally overall, I think being a kid in this timeline is pretty good. So I think generally this, I don't know. I think if a older film could stick to what realistically would happen in that time period was pretty good. I like the ending where they're we didn't really take care of turn in the body or anything. We just kind of let it. I think they let it float down the river or something. Is that what ended up happening?
The real dead body was the friends we made along the way.
Yes,
something like that. And I like how at the end they're we didn't stay friends. We kind of split up. Just me and this other guy kind of stayed friends, and we went through college. And then surprise,
man. That fucking line in there where he said that, me and those other 2 guys, we kind of pretty quickly just became more faces in the hallways. That's so fucking relatable, dude.
Yeah. And then he kind of leads it all off to and then this guy ends up getting stabbed in the throat for trying to break up a conflict in a fucking McDonald's or whatever the hell he said. Which I thought was a really heartbreaking moment in the whole film. But I think it was a resolve to be hey, we all got friends. They're all in our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. They'll come and go, kind of thing. And sometimes they go out of our own control. And sometimes you gotta enjoy the friendships you have while you got them. So, the pacing of this movie was kind of slow. But it was a pretty down-to-earth, enjoyable movie, I guess I would say.
Nico, did it get you to laugh at any point?
Did it get me to laugh? I don't remember if it did or not.
I don't remember him laughing at all.
Did you laugh at the dog gag?
I did enjoy that, yeah.
It was slightly entertaining. The dog was fucking harmless, though. I thought that was adorable, how they're oh, this dog wasn't crazy, he's just fucking a puppy or something.
Yeah, that's the gag.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you're talking about? I thought you were talking about, what Goofy is.
Oh, no.
Yeah, those
are the exact kind of conversations we were having at fucking 12.
Exactly.
Can we just also acknowledge for a second the fact that this kid walked into a grocery store with I don't know, $3.27 or whatever the hell he had, and bought drinks for everybody and snacks for 2 or 3 days? And how wild fucking economy is. This is fucking nuts. Can't even...
Take me back.
Yeah, fucking, you could pay 50 cents for a candy bar when I was a kid. This is still when I was a kid. And nowadays, it's fucking $1.79. What the fuck is that bullshit?
Yeah, I'm so glad to be alive in this generation.
There were simpler
Don't
times
worry.
back
Maybe
then.
it'll crash down around us and we'll be able to build back up out of the rubble.
Yes,
yeah, as long as old people that have to take memory meds stop running our government, then I think we could replace them with someone who uses their brain on a daily basis.
Don't worry, Kyler. It's like everybody always says, there's no country for old people.
Jackson, how'd you feel about this movie?
Fair.
I thought it was pretty boring a lot of the time, but it definitely, again, like Dylan said, it brought me back to older time, or younger times, I should say. Yeah. Not specifically because I related too much, but mostly just like watching it, just like it just seemed. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, man. I'm totally going off in some random bullshit here. I thought it was alright.
It triggered an innocence.
It was kind of boring. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We're ready for rankings?
Oh golly, this movie has Will Wheaton in it, guys. He's known for his Star Trek fame.
I still don't know who that is.
What does that turn into in a ranking?
I don't know, like an A-, I think.
Huh.
Ah,
Yeah.
Okay.
interesting. Jackson, what are you giving it?
I'm just giving it like a B.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Dylan?
I was gonna give it a C+, but I contemplated on it a little more. I think I'm gonna bump it up to a B-.
Okay. That's crazy. I'm giving it an S-.
Oh.
We all took it very differently, as it turns out. Honestly, I think one of the things that annoyed me the most about this movie, and it's not even necessarily, I mean, this is probably what they were going for, but it just felt like something bad was going to happen the entire movie, and I kept getting blue ball because of it. Like, I thought somebody was going to fucking die. Like, I thought the kid was going to get ran over by the train when he hopped on the tracks to play chicken. Yeah. Something, you know, the gun constantly they were alluding to something bad happening with it because they had, like, no gun safety at all. But nothing bad ever really happened. Obviously, the guy got stabbed at the fucking neck later on, but that happened off screen, so who cares?
Yeah,
happened in a recap, who fucking cares?
That's the second movie in a row where where a main character gets stabbed off screen.
Yeah, well, they just basically instilled a constant sense of dread, I guess, is what you're trying to say there, Jackson.
It's mostly that they're just constantly showing things that could, you know, assume danger, especially because it's just what the kids like walking around in the wilderness, basically, for most of it. So you could even assume that something bad would happen just in the nature of them doing that by itself. But there's also the other things about them just being like unsafe, like trespassing on private property, having a fucking gun and not knowing how to use it properly. Literally a gang of dudes having the same idea as them, and you know them wanting to be the guys that beat them to it. They're constantly showing these things. You know, the train scenes that the boys are in danger, and I figured that was gonna, you know, lead up to something, but it never did. So it kind of blue balled me. But maybe that's like the movie trying to like show something. I don't know. It's supposed to be some metaphorical shit. It didn't land with me.
Well, I think keeping people in a constant state of suspense is the best way to keep their attention sometimes.
No, when you blue ball them in the end.
It's not supposed to be a horror film, dude. Or a scary
where
movie
did this movie land?
My browser closed. It put it at an A-.
Okay, I'll take it.
Respectable.
That's fine.